What is up, For Honor brothers and sisters? I'm doing well today. I hope y'all are doing well. Thank you for stopping by the channel. Now, I've already done a perks video going over perks and values, so this will not focus on that. If you're interested in that, you can go check out that video in the description and the link above. I'll put that there right now. I believe most of you here will understand the need to manipulate your perks based on the hero and your playstyle with that hero for whatever dominion, breach, etc. team-based match that you're in. However, someone asked about ranking perks. I think that's a fun exercise and another way to keep the conversation going with For Honor. You guys know I'm all about keeping that conversation going with For Honor. So here we go. I took a look at the perks and will first rank them based on the type of perk. That's offensive, defensive, and assist. And then I'll give you, based on the top two of each section, I'll let you know how I would place them regardless of offensive, defensive, and assist. You may think that the ranking may be a little obvious when based on the type of perks, since like legendary perks are very often better than common perks, but we need to take a look to make sure they are actually better. Also, I don't know if you realize this, but one hero's legendary perk can be another hero's epic perk. Just look at Nobushi and JJ. It's not always in the same position on the perk availability tree, you know, like JJ and Aramusha, for instance. Now, this is primarily a factor as to when you are able to equip the perk as you climb through the early reps of your hero, and doesn't really play a factor in how I'm going to rank them. How I'll base my ranking is on the perk itself, not the heroes the perk may be aligned with, which definitely can be a factor based on the hero's feats. You guys probably know that if you're tuning into this. Now, taking every hero into account with the perk makes it convoluted, so that's why I didn't want to take the heroes into account. To simplify it, I decided to just focus on the base perk itself and what it does for you on the battlefield based on how For Honor is played now. This is subjective to a degree, so I'm looking forward to reading all you guys' comments to see what y'all think as well. It's an interactive affair here on this channel. Let's get started. There are 7 perks in each area: offensive, defensive, and assist. Keep in mind as we go through this that all perks are passive. And what I mean by that is they don't have a cooldown like feats do. You just need to perform the action that triggers the perk. So we'll start with ranking the offensive perks. Number 1, I have Crush Them. Now why? And I'm going to give you the reason why for all of them, why I put them where I put them. Because with Crush Them, it doesn't matter how you get your kill. Your next attack does 30 damage. 30 additional damage. That could be big in an outnumber fight or even in a team fight. So that's why I have Crush Them number 1 out of the offensive perks. Because we've all been in those situations where you get revenge and then there's like 3 of them around and you're going to try to target the one with the least health. And so if you take that one out and then go after another one, that's going to be 30 additional damage, even if it's blocked. Let's say even if they block it, that's still extra chip damage. So keep that in mind. Number 2, I have Devour. Now why? You can't go wrong with more health. So healing an additional 10 health off of an execution is important. A lot of us have quick executions equipped, so that additional 10 on top of less health received from the quick execution is very favorable. This is below Crush Them because executions don't always come, and you can be interrupted or not get one all match. Number 3, Gale Storm. There are plenty of times in a match where you would get a takedown and then you need to hurry and assist a teammate or protect the zone. So Gale Storm makes those transitions faster. You don't need an execution to trigger it either, but you do need to get that takedown. So once you get that takedown, you get that 20% movement speed and you gone. Number 4, I have Headhunter. You need 4 executions to max this out. However, with each execution, your max health does increase, allowing you to last just a little bit longer. It could be the difference between you surviving a fight. It is lower on my list of offensive perks because you need to get multiple executions to get that 16 health increase. And that's no small feat.
You see what I did there?
This, along with Devour, is a good combination. This perk offers increases similar to the Bulk Up perk that we'll be talking about shortly, but the differences sway me towards favoring Bulk Up more than Headhunter, but we'll get into that. Number 5, Survival Instinct. You get a 25% stamina cost reduction in critical health. However, when we're in critical health in team fights, what do we normally do? We try to heal and get out of it, so it's extremely situational. And that's why I put it where it is here at number 5. Number 6, Endurance. Gaining 3% stamina cost reduction with each renown level used to be solid. It used to be solid. That has since changed after the stamina bullies in Yorm and Scent are no longer stamina bullies, and that's due to the changes they made a while ago. That's why this is lower on my list. If you're a Kensei or another hero that is using a lot of soft feints to manipulate your opponent, you may rank this higher, but the perk itself ranks here for offensive perks for me. Number 7, Early Reaper. So upon spawn or when revived, your first attack does 30% more damage. If it was your first attack landed, this would go a step higher on the list for sure. When revived, your HP is already lower unless someone has Rising Dawn perk, and if you're trying to heal. Could it come in handy? Absolutely, absolutely. But it needs to land. It does work with feats, so that is a good benefit. I'll say that. That is a good benefit. As it is, I still feel like it's the worst offensive perk out of them all to me. I don't like depending on spawn or revive for this extra damage. And it's a one-time thing. So if you are using it, make sure you're within range when you hit that attack button, or you just lost that perk. You see what I'm saying? Make it count. Now for defensive perks, number 1, I have Bastion. It does 10% damage resistance in a zone or carrying a banner or offering. So how often are you fighting to maintain like one of the 2 primary zones in Dominion? Probably about 70% of the time. If you could get a damage boost just by fighting in an area where you want to be and it helps your team win, it's a no-brainer. Bastion is a great and really solid defensive perk if your hero has it. Number 2, I have Bulk Up. You're able to gain +4 health with each renown reach. This is something that occurs based off of your play rather than relying on a circumstance like critical health for Last Stand or Vengeful Barrier, which requires you to exit Revenge before receiving it. That's why I like Bulk Up here. Number 3, I have Last Stand. Who wouldn't want to gain 40% damage resistance and critical health? And bonus, it works under shields. There's a good chance you will be in critical health at some point in a match. I didn't like Survival Instinct due to the stamina changes, and it's less of a factor currently in my opinion, like I was talking about, but 40% damage reduction for this situational passive is hard to pass up. Think of those times when you're close to Revenge and then they stop feeding. If you get in critical health, this helps you stay in the fight longer. Potentially. It's all about surviving, y'all. Number 4, I have Vengeful Barrier. So gaining another +25 health shield after Revenge is a gift from the heavens. And that's what you get with this. It's definitely a boost to your survivability if you make it through Revenge. And you guys know you don't always make it through Revenge, so you might not even get it. And that's part of the reason why it's number 4 on my list of defensive perks, because you must get Revenge for it to be useful. Number 5, Aegis. Shields increased by 20% works nice, but you need to pair it with another perk like Vengeful Barrier or feat, like hoping BP uses his tier 1 on you. That's the only way it's going to be effective. You could combine it with a shields up also. That's the primary issue with this feat for me. It needs to be paired up to be really effective. But once it is, the sum of its parts make it a solid choice. And now I'll get to number 6, which is shields up. When you are revived, you will receive a +25 shield with this perk. But think about how often you will be revived, guys and gals. Will your teammates even revive you, especially in random matchmaking? How many times do we deal with that? And also think about how many times you refuse a revive because of where you are on the map. These are all reasons why this is low on the list of defensive perks for me. Needing to die in order to use a perk isn't an inviting ability. Number 7, Fresh Focus. This is last mainly because of the way the game is played now. Fresh Focus allows you to gain stamina quickly based on guard breaks, blocks, and parries at a 20% rate. Now, stamina already comes back quicker than it used to in the past, and this doesn't feel as strong as it used to. This was a must for my Kensei a couple of years ago, y'all. No joke. It doesn't mean it can't be helpful, but based on the other choices, this is where it falls. All right, now we're gonna get into the assist perks. So number 1, I have Remedy here. So upon hero kill, you heal +10. To me, that's enough said, as the thing says. I don't know how many Marvel fans are listening to this, but enough said, you already know what I'm talking about. You don't need to execute like a Devourer perk, you just gotta get the kill. And even for a support-based hero, this is big. And maybe that's why some of your teammates steal your kills in the end, y'all. You gotta think about that. Why is this guy stealing, or this hero stealing my kill? You never know, they might need a little help. And that's also big. I'm a Nobushi main for Nobushi because a lot of times you're waiting for your opponent to bleed out. So all you Nobushi mains, y'all better have Remedy. This is a big one. Number 2, Feline Agility. This perk allows you to gain 4% movement speed for the first renown level and then 2% after for a max of 10% movement speed increase. Now you may not think that's important until you see your teammate come in and save you when you're a one hit and have just been guard broken. You know that feeling. Could they have had feline agility? Either way, it's a good perk that allows for fast transitioning around the map, which is always important. Getting the 4% after your tier 1 is such a great start. Now, number 3, I have rapid refresh. When you get a takedown or revive an ally, your feat's active cooldowns are reduced by 5%. We are all trying to put our team in the best position to win in these team modes, and increasing your feat refresh time is a great way to do it. 5% isn't much, doesn't seem like it's much, but it's better than nothing, and may get to you that Draconite Mist with Griffin, which is his tier 2, or that Doom Banner with Tiandi. You might be able to get to those types of feats in extra time based on rapid refresh. Number 4, Radiant Rebound. Having a 20% movement buff for 10 seconds as soon as the match starts is awesome, but you don't get it again until you die or are revived. This is still a big boost because it allows you to get back into the fight faster. Add feline agility with this, and even upon death, you can still come back in enough time to possibly save the point. Or you might die again, but at least you made it back to give it another try. But I would say Radiant Rebound is a solid perk to help you quickly go from A to B to C as fast as possible. Number 5, I have Rising Dawn. This perk allows you to revive allies to 75% health, which is great. And I would have this slightly higher, but and y'all know this, and this is frustrating for me right now, but there are plenty of times teammates don't realize that I have this perk or you have that perk, and they won't let you revive. In some cases, not only would they have had 75% health, but their own defensive feat, they could have had a shield on top of that. So the more you know, the better you can help your teammates. So try and pay attention to the perks before match starts and help each other out, y'all. Number 6, Clever Tactics. Capturing a zone using a banner offering 15% faster. It's okay, but I feel there are other feats that are better. This may be a better breach perk than Dom if on offense, and when I say on offense and breach that is, it still sits as a lower tier assist perk in my opinion. Number 7, I have Supersonic. This is the bottom of the barrel for assist perks because it feels like a poor way to use your revenge. This perk gives you 15% movement speed and uninterruptible sprint, and it persists briefly after revenge. But you have to be in revenge. You have to have revenge in order to use it. Now this can be good if you are battling out, in an opposing team zone, maybe got yourself in too deep and you need to cut your losses. So the issue is in outnumbering situations, a lot of times you can have an Aphira or a Zerk and they still hunt you down while you attempt to flee with their chase ability. As with all perks, could it be effective? For sure, but I see the other assist perks being a bit better than this one. So those are the rankings of the perks per each type. I didn't rank them out of 21 because we have 21 perks. But if I took the top 2 picks from each of them, as I ranked them of course, I would go with Remedy 1, Bastion 2, Crush Them 3, Bulk Up 4, Feline Agility 5, Devour 6. Of course, if you include them all, it could be different, but those would be my top 6 from all offensive, defensive, and assists. Sometimes I believe we go into matches and completely forget about perks and how valuable they can be if used and put together well. So don't underestimate them, y'all. Equip them responsibly, and good luck out there, even if you're taking my head off, because I don't care. It's all fun and love in the end. So what are your thoughts on the rankings? Do you agree, disagree, or maybe you even picked up on something you didn't realize? Either way, thank you for stopping by the channel today. I always enjoy interacting with y'all. This channel is nothing without y'all. I hope you have a great one. Until next time, peace.